Good morning, peeps. It's Carrie Freeman. Good morning. It is morning. I didn't know if I was going to get to do a video because I woke up to cement being, concrete being pounded under my bedroom window. So I'm having a bad hair day, thus the hat. Anyway, it's February 16th, Wednesday. Welcome to My Left Ear. I am Carrie Freeman. I'm the writer, producer, director of My Left Ear. I'm the one to blame if you don't enjoy this. And this is mostly a liberal, political, psychic commentary. So if you're not progressive or independent or liberal, you probably won't like this. Believe me, I've gotten notes from people that did not like this. And it is for entertainment purposes only. What I do in private life when I'm not making these occasional videos, I do psychic coaching, and I'm actually going to make a video about what is that, because it's a little different than a reading. And I have been a hypnotherapist. I do therapeutic hypnosis. I've been doing that for many years. And then I coach people who want to write, and I help them get started and keep going. And I coach performance. People who are giving a speech or doing an audition. I have a background. So thank you for being here. I want to say, first of all, something I've never done before. Let's take a deep breath. I think I like that way of starting. I hope you did. And I'm going to start with My Left Ear flat out. I want you to know, she told me the Democrats will remain in control in 2022, in 2024. So that's interesting, isn't it? Just told me that right off the bat this morning. Also, My Left Ear, that stimulus that Joe Biden is working on is coming, and it's very close to what he wants it to be. He will have to make a few compromises, and I don't know if the minimum hourly rate for 15 is going to be a part of it. He may have to bring that in a little bit later. But right now, the facts are that Joe Biden has a 62% approval rating. Now, some pundits say this is because people were just tired of being pummeled every day by the Trump administration. And Trump never got within 12 points of Joe's approval rating. And as I say all the time, and a lot of people say, Joe's being quiet. He's just gone to work, and the media isn't used to that. But if you remember, when we had no drama Obama, he just kind of went to work also, and he only spoke when necessary or something important. And people are just like, where's the panic? Where's the drama? And so they're kind of keeping that going. And we expect that to start to slow down, especially when legal things start to happen. All right, here we go. We're going on. I want to talk about that this impeachment made history. Even though it didn't create a conviction, Trump really still lost. He really did. It's probably pretty obvious that, like many people, I really can't stand Mitch McConnell, and I mute him so I do not have to listen to him speak. I don't even like to watch the guy who impersonates him on Saturday Night Live. Anyway, Mitch planted a seed that the law should go after Trump for the criminal charges on this insurrection. He went full throttle on it, but as everybody's reported, he's playing both ends to the middle. He didn't want to let down the base, but he wanted to be, so he's just losing it, and he's lost respect, and he's never going to get back where he was. He wants to, but he's never going to get back to it. It's kind of over for Mitch. And then, of course, we know Trump came out and assaulted him and attacked him, and that was to be expected. That's what these guys do. But Mitch is forever weakened, and MLE says no rebound for Mitch. All right, now I want to talk for a minute about the 7 GOP senators that voted with Democrats, making this impeachment vote the most bipartisan impeachment vote in U.S. history. It doesn't seem like much, but it's quite a big movement. Maybe in the past there would have been 1 or 2, but there were 7. And then most of those 7, I think 2 are going to be retiring. And so they had that freedom. But all these people are going to probably be censured already too. Aaron Burr and Liz Cheney, and I think several others. But, I have to tell you something. I looked up censure, and it's kind of like a slap on the wrist. Nothing really changes. It just goes into their record that the base or the caucus in their state didn't like it. And some old coot made a video that I saw on Twitter that said, I didn't send this guy to Washington to vote his conscience or the Constitution. Yeah, he came right out and said it was amazing. But the censure thing, people go, oh, he was censured, she was censured. The implication is people won't vote for you if you run again. I'm not so sure about that. And Lisa Murkowski, who I sometimes call Murky, said that she really doesn't care if this gets her like a loss. That's the attitude they all should have had, but they did not. And just everybody's been saying it, but I must say it too. A big thanks, just so much respect for these impeachment managers. I can't imagine how hard they worked to pull this together. They were all at the top of their game. The performances were amazing. They did the history books right. A lot of criticism about the witnesses. I'm going to trust these experts. I'm going to trust people who graduated, first in their class in law school and are considered constitutional scholars. I think they were up against some really bad political stuff if they did it. And now, since Nancy Pelosi has called a 9/11 commission, which I believe that's going to happen, that commission will call witnesses. It's really now moving on, and this was sort of a platform for the legal things about Trump to begin, and the investigations into senators and congressmen that were part of the sedition. So, it did it again. I don't know, View, come on, guys. I'm sorry about this. This just keeps happening, where it blows up to a place where I can't even see my notes. So sorry about that. Okay, we're back. In a way, the thing about no witnesses equals no circus. And they did not want to make a circus out of this very important historical impeachment trial. So that's that. Like I said, setting up more investigations. And I said that, Trump is really, he's not about wanting to come back. He's really about wanting to make money. So he may be acting like he's going to come back, but it's all about money. And if you look to the past, that's what he cares about, money and power. But I'll tell you something, there's a part of Donald Trump that really likes not being at the White House. He likes not working. He is enjoying the lack of pressure and responsibility. He wants the power, he wants the title, he wants the ego, but honest to God, the guy would rather make money, steal money, and play golf. That's really, really it. Now that this impeachment thing is dying down, now I believe charges will start to drop. My left ear believes charges will start to drop. And my left ear thinks that the charges in Georgia are going to drop first before SDNY. The district attorney, Fannie Willis, who's a force of nature, is actively investigating 45 with voter fraud, tampering, when he called and tried to intimidate Raffensperger in Georgia, the Secretary of State. Then I think Trish James is going to come in New York, SDNY, and more. This is not the only 2 charges that are going to happen. But Fannie Willis, this district attorney, is also investigating Lindsey Graham. And unfortunately, my left ear does not think Lindsey's going to get a felony conviction. He was tap dancing around a felony, and we know what his intentions were when he called Georgia, and he has nothing to do with that state, asking about what can they do about throwing out mail-in ballots. But he didn't have a number, and it's not quite clear enough whether it is proved that he had that intention. This is in the legal terms, an intent. So I call him Guilty Graham. However, my prediction is that Lindsey will not be labeled a felon in this particular situation with Georgia, maybe with another state, maybe Arizona. And I think that Trump, the evidence is powerful with his phone call that he'll actually get convicted. Now, he may not get a stiff fine or sentence. One of the reasons being president, and the other reason being that he has no priors, really. And whenever somebody doesn't have a prior, they usually get a lighter. But this is the beginning. He will be guilty of this voter tampering, fraud, maybe you might call it extortion with Brad. He definitely made some threats, and they weren't so veiled. But Fannie Willis, keep an eye on her. She said anyone that violates the law will be prosecuted. I'm not going to treat anybody differently. So we've got another powerful woman. My left ear wants you to know that Merrick Garland is going to be confirmed next week. And just as a little side note, our little Nazi friend Hawley from Missouri has voted no on all of Biden's appointments. And then Merrick Garland will be free to staff because Joe Biden did a very interesting thing. He requested that all but 2 DOJ employees, attorneys, that they resign. And the one attorney he did not ask to resign is investigating Hunter Biden. And because he's such an honorable man, Joe Biden is like letting that play out. He's not going to, unlike Trump and Willie Barr, I call him Willie the Bar, he's not operating like that. He's operating with honesty, letting that happen. And then the other attorney that's not asked to resign is on a very important investigation. I don't know too much, but it's a wipeout. So Merrick Garland is going to come in and he's going to staff it with exactly. So I found out something that a lot of people email Randy Rainbow with ideas for song parodies. And I don't know if you remember, but there was a famous song by Liza Minnelli Liza Minnelli sang called Liza with a Z. And I thought maybe he could do Merrick with a G parody on that song because Merrick is coming, Randy. Think about that. So I did that. Okay, now now I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel as I finish up my talk with you today. Please excuse me for saying Lara Trump. My left ear does not believe she's going to make it to the Senate in North Carolina, despite Lindsey Graham came out with, saying that she's going to be the next force. Well, that reminds me, I want to repeat that my left ear knows that there are certain people that are getting instructions from Donald Trump to be his Twitter account, basically, to spew what he wants them to spew. And so little Margie, QAnon is doing that, and Lindsey does that. And, that awful idiot, Ron, I can't even say his name, the senator, he's just the stupidest guy. Anyway, Lara isn't going to make it because the family name is going to be more and more sullied between now and 2022 and on. She's questionable in this inaugural money that is missing. I'll tell you what, we pick up on this woman is feverishly ambitious. She is so ambitious, we believe, she leaves Vanki in the dust. I would be really scared of Lara Trump. That is my energy reading. That is our energy reading. So now just a moment about Rand appalling. And as you can see, I like nicknames because for me, they reduce the importance of people, so I have fun. It really isn't like from a childish place. I really enjoy making up these nicknames because it reduces people. I've even done that with, in the past, like a bad old boyfriend. That guy would get a nickname, and it made me feel better. So Rand Pauling, when the whole Congress stood up to applaud Eugene Goodman, the amazing policeman that saved people at the Capitol, Rand did not get up. He was the only individual who did not stand. Can we just let that sink in for a minute? Now, he's lied about it and said he did, but he didn't. He is also the only one in the Senate who does not wear a mask. I think he should be fined $5,000 every time he doesn't wear the mask. It's totally unacceptable. But maybe that's in the works. So Hannity, I mean, it's really hard to talk about Fox. They're not news. I was struck by this morning, Tucker Carlson came out and said that the relationship between Joe and Jill Biden was like a joke. It wasn't real. And he said it's as real as climate change. Well, duh, climate change is real. And you know what? I was going to say something about Hannity, but I'm not going to give him that power. Bye-bye, Sean Hannity. Your heyday is over. It's going down. You're going down. You're going down, like Taylor Swift says. Listen to the song. You're going down. And just to recap, the people in the Senate who approved of murdering and maiming policemen on the Capitol steps are Ted Cruz, Hawley, Rick Scott, Rubio, and even Mitch. And 4 of those people want to be president. My left ear is to tell you they are not going to be president. They're not going to make it. And now I'm going to get to, I wrote something about courage on Twitter because I was struck that even though I really don't like or respect the majority of the Republicans, these 7 people did come forward. And they're getting just terrible backlash, threats. Kissinger, his family has disowned him. It's pretty unbelievable, but that has happened. So this is what I wrote. The pub senators who voted to impeach 45 just put their political careers on the line. I sincerely appreciate that probably was not an easy decision under the circumstances, but they made lawful and righteous history. I think they made good trouble. Thanks, Elijah Cummings. So now we come to the quotes. And the quotes are about courage. Here it is. Always do what you are afraid to do. The poet Emerson. Always do what you are afraid to do. Emerson. And the next one is Eleanor Roosevelt. Courage is more exhilarating than fear. And in the long run, it's easier. That's a good one, isn't it? Courage is more exhilarating than fear. And in the long run, it's easier. Now, I want to just share something with you. And if you wanted to check out, because you don't want to hear anymore, but there were 2 things that I heard and read this week. And Eugene Robinson from the Washington Post wrote this on yesterday. He wrote, "The time has come to leave the sins and wickedness of the 45th president to the criminal justice system, and to turn our energy and attention to the challenges and opportunities that face the 46th president, Joe Biden. Allowing ourselves to be held captive by the past 4 years serves no one except a certain self-obsessed ex-president." And I could not agree more. Just continue to feed that crazy, insane, narcissistic ego. And then this next one, I believe to be true. It's by Bill Palmer, who has a big column on Twitter and is always writing very serious political stuff. And he wrote to Leader Chuck Schumer, House Leader Nancy Pelosi, and President Joe Biden. If the worst thing you do for the next 4 years is ignore Mitch McConnell and let the pubs continue on its path of self-destruction, that will be a favor. Our country has just been put through 4 years of deranged, polluted politics. Time to move onward and upward. I really like these quotes, so I wanted to share those with you. So here we go. I'll be back. It's good to see you. And we didn't get the noise. I'm so grateful for that. So I guess this was meant to be. Mercury will go direct on February 21st. Things will get a little easier. And I just want to say, I was born in Dallas, Texas. And I just feel so bad for people that are freezing. And that would be Republicans and Democrats alike, and children and animals and homeless people. And I do not understand why Joel Osteen hasn't opened the doors to his big mega church to help save lives. This just doesn't feel like Christianity to me. So if it gets a little dirty, don't we think that Joel Osteen has the money for a cleaning crew? I'm going to guess he does. He drives a $300,000 car. All right, I'm getting off my pulpit. Make peace, make memories, and I'll see you soon. And thank you for any subscriptions. Growing this thing. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.